Hello and welcome to the 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 podcast, and I'm your host, Chris Holland. Now, apologies team, last week we never got the chance to get a podcast out to you guys, so I do apologize for that. I was overseas taking a short vacation. However, I am now back and recording immediately. Literally the first thing on my list was to get you guys another episode of this podcast. So today's podcast is going to be pretty simple. It's about, is it time to build or shall we wait?
Welcome property investors. This is the 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 podcast. If you're a property investor or you're curious about investing in property in Western Australia, this is the podcast for you. The reason for that is we're not going to hold back. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We're certainly not going to bullshit you, and we're going to exploit everything that you need to know. There's a lot of negative press at the moment in WA regarding building, and it doesn't have to be. So what we're going to do is help you navigate through that bullshit and create your wealth free of charge. We're just giving you this information. Every month we're going to have special guests on who are industry professionals, and then we're going to release an episode every single Monday, so you're not going to miss anything. So please stay tuned, like, subscribe so you never miss anything, and enjoy.
Today's podcast is going to be pretty simple. It's about, is it time to build or shall we wait? Okay. The reason for that, the new statistics have came out with the median house price in Perth increasing significantly. $723,000 now is the average to buy a house in Perth for an average 4x2 home. Now, if you go through 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 or realestate.com or CoreLogic, or you do a bit of research yourself, it actually shows upwards of $820,000. But statistically speaking, we're sitting about the $720,000 mark, which is incredible because 5 years ago, actually 3 years ago, we were in the fives. Prior to that, we were in the fours. So look, in short, it's pretty basic. If you're sitting on the fence waiting whether you should build or buy and hope the market stabilizes a little bit, I can confidently tell you, just from my advice, it is not going to decrease in value ever. Land now is bloody retailing between $700 and $800 a square meter. That's certainly not going to come down. We still have the lowest available rentals in the country with the highest demand. The average property at the time of recording is only on the market for 21 days, and there's only 34 listings available across Perth. It's actually insane. Established market is really pushing this trend of growth just because there's no stock available. So on average, there's 3,000 people emigrating or moving to Perth every single week. 3,000 per week. And there is 32 properties available. So number one, people cannot just buy what they want. It's driving the price of the established market extremely high, which in return is increasing the land value because there's no stock available. So no stock available for the established market. Now, land is becoming readily available again, but the land developers are getting a little bit clever with it. Prior to, the last 3 years, land developers used to just develop huge amounts of land and, have 50 to 100 blocks available, and then they would release another 100 to 200 blocks and basically not do it very cash flow positive. When what was basically happening in the last couple of years, land was getting subdeveloped and there wasn't enough civil construction workers basically to keep up with the demand, because during the government grants, people were taking advantage of all the incentives the government gave you. So thanks for that, government. But basically, people just could not keep up. So every man and their dog was taking advantage of these grants and building new homes. In the interim, the property market, so people with a little bit more cash in the bank didn't want to go through the pain of waiting to build, which is understandable. So what they were doing is 10, 15, 20 people were going to view a home, all making offers and offering above the actual market price. That then increased our median price, which then increases the builders' rates and the material, which then increased the land. So all these prices or comments about the builders upping the price and the land becoming more expensive, it all comes from the established market. So in short, should you wait a couple of years until the market stabilizes? Well, my intel shows me that it's actually not going to stabilize or come down or stabilize in the next couple of years. In fact, there's going to be another boom coming in. The government is now allowing 1 million Indians into the country, which is insane, over the next 5 years on some sort of program that benefits them to come over here, use our universities and study. In return, they're going to get a lot of grants. We expect about 300,000 of them to reside in Perth eventually, but that starts as early as now. So by the end of next financial year, there's going to be 300,000 Indians moving to Australia. And let's just say we get 10% of that in Perth, which will probably be a little bit more. That's 30,000 people. 30,000 new people coming into our state, and where they're going to live. So it's where are they going to live? There's no rentals available and there's no established market available. So what's going to happen? Investors and savvy investors currently sitting at 42% of every house that gets built is for an investor at the moment, with 18% only being first home buyers, meaning the other 50 odd percent are second and third time home buyers, or builders, I should say. So where are these people going to live? What's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is a mini boom, just like happened 2-3 years ago, where people are going to go gangbusters, buy up all the land again, start building affordable homes, probably lower spec homes with a lot more bedrooms, and rent them out to these people moving here. Now, not only that, like I said prior, we still have 3,000 people emigrating here every single week. So they all need somewhere to live. And then you have your FIFO workers and your miners coming from over east to reside in WA to take advantage of what our state offers everyone, which is work, affordability, and lifestyle. The key for that was affordability. We are still the cheapest state in Australia to live comfortably. The minimum wage is one of the highest. The rent is actually one of the cheapest, believe it or not, and to buy/build a house is still one of the most affordable in Australia. So, in short, guys, if you are thinking about building or buying an established house and you're thinking about potentially waiting a couple of years or a year or 3 years or 5 years until the market settles, I can confidently tell you you're going to be paying upwards of $50,000 more than what it's currently advertised for. Second thing to take into consideration is the borrowing power. So 3 years ago, the interest rates were at an all-time low. I believe 1.89 it was the lowest it got to, but let's just say 2% for talking sake. When the interest rates are down, like 2%, the borrowing power is high. So the banks are savvy about this. They understand that more people will be attracted at a lower interest rate. So what they do is, if you're on 100 grand a year, they will let you borrow, let's say, $600,000 when the interest rates are that low. Now, in today's market, with interest rates back up at like 5%, the same person, single applicant on $100,000 a year, instead of being able to borrow $600,000, they may only be able to borrow $490,000. The deposit scheme does not change. You still need 5%, 2%, 8%. There's lots of variable options, but you did hear me correctly. There are banks over here in Western Australia that will accept a 2% deposit of the house and land package. So basically, if you've got 5 grand plus in the bank, you will qualify if you don't earn too much money. So in short, when interest rates go up, the borrowing power goes down. Very, very basic is what I'm telling you, but essentially that's all you need to know. So currently, borrowing power is coming down. This is all just one big minefield, basically, when you add in such demand, there's no stock available, builders are super busy, the books are fully booked up, there's no established market available for people to use that option, there's no rentals, still sitting at 0.4% rentals available, which is the lowest in the country. What does this all mean? It means we're going to have another little boom, little building boom. So if you're sitting there going, building boom, I don't want to wait 2 years and 3 years for a home, which is completely understandable. Just make sure you speak to the right people that can put something in your contract that covers you and guarantees you. Another builder's went into liquidation last week, G.J. Gardner Homes, which is surprising because they're a franchise builder, originally from over east, and there was one franchisee over here, and unfortunately that poor fella's went into liquidation. However, more unfortunate, I think he had 17 houses under construction or in contract. They're currently now going through the same process as all these other builders that have went bust, trying to go to QBE to get $200,000, up to $200,000 paid out to them, and then find the hard task of finding another builder to take over. Well, luckily, guys, I am one of those builders. I am happy to look at these projects. depending on what's being claimed out of them already, from my 4 clients that I'm dealing with currently with GJ Gardner Homes, they are heavily front loaded, meaning the client will be out of pocket a little bit. The good news is this builder was so bad, they signed these clients up 3 and 2 years ago, and they're still only at like roof cover stage of the home. So there should be enough equity in that property once completed to refinance and pay the difference. So if you're one of those clients or your builder's about to go bust, just reach out, www.𝗓𝗏west.com.au, or hit me up on info@𝗓𝗏west.com.au. But back to the podcast. Essentially, guys, do not wait. Land is never going to decrease in value. Never going to decrease. Get that through your heads. And unfortunately, at this time of recording, build prices are not going to decrease. Builders are still passing on increases every other month. It was significantly 2-3% every month for the last 24 months, but now it has stabilized a little bit. However, they are still, and we are still, passing on price increases. This is material price increases, not the labor increases, which we were facing 12 months ago, with bricklayers getting $3 a brick and roof chippies getting $45 a square meter and roof sheeters getting $30 a square meter and all this crazy stuff. So the labor costs have stabilized and neutralized completely. They're back to normal. People are working for a good, honest wage. And builders are not literally essentially going to site and poaching trades. That part is good. That part is really good. The influx of trades and immigrants have helped that significantly, but the material has not came down in price or stabilized. Materials, because of the demand, are still increasing ever so slightly. So in short, land is going to continue to rise over the next few years. Build prices will be rising consistently. So what I'm saying is, in 1 year's time, if you're on 100 grand a year and interest rates continue to rise, the borrowing power will come down. If the interest rates come down, your borrowing power will stabilize, but that $100,000 a year, or for the example we used earlier, that $600,000 might not be enough to actually get you a house and land package in the area that you want, because the land is getting chopped up so quickly and sold, meaning it will be unavailable, meaning you'll have to pay above award rates for that piece of land, then go through the headache of finding the correct builder who's not going to take 24 months to build your house. It's just going to happen again. So look, in short, there still are plenty of blocks of land available. That's the good news. There are plenty of builders available, which will build your house in under 12 months. Personally, we're still offering a 6-month guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that's going to stop come January. 6 months may blow out to 7 or 8 months for us personally, just because of how busy we are and how many clients we've got on board. And I will not say I'm going to do something that we won't do, but there still are plenty of other builders out there that will build your house in under 12 months if you put a guarantee in place. Other than that, the established market is just going to be an absolute cluster show for the next few years. There's no stock available. There's hundreds of people wanting stock. People then are just going to overbid. It's going to drive the prices up, and we're going to be back to where we were 2 years ago. So not amazing news, but there are some good positives from today's podcast, that there are still builders available, there is still land available, and interest rates are stabilizing and hopefully decreasing very soon. If this helps you, or you need more information, or if you get any questions regarding what we spoke about today, just hit me up. My email is info@𝗓𝗏west.com.au, and I'm happy to take anyone's calls and emails, questions and queries. But more importantly, if you're one of those unfortunate clients that the builders went into liquidation, I do apologize. I really do. The positive side of it is, if you find another builder to take over, they'll finish it pretty quickly now. So that's all for today, guys. And I apologize again for missing 1 week due to a vacation. I will be more organized next time and have one pre-recorded for you. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and join all our channels on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the whole lot, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. Cheers, guys. Bye.